what are the challenges your team, your procurement and supply chain team face in making those sort of big issues reality?
Yeah, I think if I start off on the planet agenda, which we have as a business, I think when you look at, we as a leadership team are hugely data driven, right? So we talk about savings, value delivered, spend, all the Pareto, all that analysis which we do. It's quite difficult getting a really strong handle on CO2 throughout the supply chain. We're doing a lot of work on estimates of estimates, and I don't personally like that. I personally would like to have more granularity of information. So one of the challenges is really that granularity and consistency of information. And I think this is probably an area where a number of telcos can actually get together and collaborate a little bit to make that reporting and that transparency in the supply chain clearer and more relevant and more accessible. So then we can really measure when we do something, is it really making an impact? Is it really helping to decarbonize? Yeah. And I think that's so important for the profession, that whole measurement discussion. Yeah. And it's so important on planet, right? Because you don't want to make statements and then not be able to track them through to real delivery and to show improvement. Yeah. So I think on planet, that's probably the key piece. On diversity and inclusion, I think we're in a strong position as a company because we have, a large European footprint and we have a large sub-Saharan African footprint. So we have some really good triggers around diversity and inclusion. We've been working on gender inclusion and gender diversity for 10 years, and we've made really good progress. So we have some nice milestones on the journey, as I call them, because they're not kind of targets, they're just milestones on the journey. But I still think for many of our middle managers, they're still learning the language, and we need them to be more confident on the language so they can have more of a dialogue, whether that's on LGBT plus matters or whether it's on Black Lives Matters. So I think developing that confidence for the discussion is, I'm saying it's a challenge. Is it really a challenge, or is it an education piece to get confidence? I think I'd probably say, Rupert, yeah.